Chapter number 6, Mechanical Properties of Solid. And in introduction, we discuss the elastic behavior of solid substance or solid material. We know that if we apply the any force or external force on body, suppose this is the body, and if we apply the force, external force on that body, then if we apply this external force on particular area of that body, then the body is also act the force, and that force is called restoring force. त्या बॉडीमध्ये साठवलेला फोर्स, त्या बॉडीला काहीतरी मास आहे, त्या मासमुळे त्याच्यामध्ये काहीतरी फोर्स स्टोअर केलेला आहे आणि तो कधी ऍक्ट होतो ज्यावेळेस आपण त्या बॉडीला बाहेरून फोर्स अप्लाय केला तर त्या बॉडीमध्ये साठवलेला जो फोर्स आहे त्याला रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स असं म्हणतो. ती बॉडी त्या बाजूला तो फोर्स ऍक्ट करते. परंतु जर हा एक्सटर्नल फोर्स, बाहेरचा फोर्स जास्त असेल, then this body changes shape and size or both. तर ती बॉडी त्याचा आकार काय करेल, बदलेल, तिची साईज सुद्धा काय होईल, चेंज होईल. And if we remove this force, some body get its original position or some body not get its original position. This is the concept of this force is called external force, and this is the internal restoring force. If external force is greater than internal restoring force, the body changes its shape and size. Hence, due to applied force, external force on any body, then body changes their shape and size, or both, then that is called deformation. This phenomenon is called deformation. Deformation means body changes their shape or size or both. In case of spring, the body changes, some body changes their length, some body changes their volume, some body changes their surface area. The body changes the dimension, body changes the shape and size due to external force. बाहेरून फोर्स अप्लाय केल्यानंतर त्या बॉडीच्या आकारामध्ये बदल होतो. काहींच्या मध्ये त्याची लेंथ वाढते, काहींची लेंथ कमी होते, कुणाचं व्हॉल्यूम वाढतं, कुणाचा एरिया वाढतो. असा त्या बॉडीमध्ये बदल होणं, त्या कन्सेप्टला म्हणायचं डिफॉर्मेशन. And this deformation takes place due to external force, and that force is called deforming force. That force is called deforming force. Suppose we consider one example. This is the spring, and suppose this is the original length of spring. If we apply the force on both sides, then the length of that spring is increases. And if you remove the force, the spring gets its original position. The spring changes their length. This is the deformation. ह्याला deformation म्हणायचं. हे स्प्रिंगची दोन टोके मी हातामध्ये धरलेत पहा, ही त्याची ओरिजिनल लेंथ आहे. ज्यावेळेस मी फोर्स अप्लाय केला बाहेरच्या बाजूला तर ही स्प्रिंग लांबली, म्हणजे जी लेंथ वाढत गेली. परत मी अप्लाय केला, फोर्स सोडून दिला, परत ती ओरिजिनल पोझिशनला आली. दॅट इज कॉल्ड द डिफॉर्मेशन. ह्या बॉडीच्या आकारामध्ये बदल होणं, ह्या बॉडीच्या साईजमध्ये बदल होणं, त्याच्या लांबीमध्ये बदल होणं, याला म्हणायचं डिफॉर्मेशन. आणि जो फोर्स हे डिफॉर्मेशन करून घेतो त्याला म्हणायचं डिफॉर्मिंग फोर्स. ऑल्सो in elastic behavior of solid, there is two types of nature of bodies. The first one, if we applied the force on body or due to external force, body changes their shape and size or both, or change in length, change in dimension, change in volume. Due to external force, body changes their shape and size, and if we remove that force, body get its original position. If we apply the external force on body, body changes their shape and size, and if we remove the applied force, the body get its original position, and that type of body is called elastic body. That type of body is called elastic body, and that property is called elasticity. That property is called elasticity. What is meant by elastic body? Elastic body कुणाला म्हणायचं की एखाद्या बॉडीवर आपण जर फोर्स अप्लाय केला आणि फोर्स मुळे त्या बॉडीच्या आकारामध्ये बदल झाला, लांबीमध्ये बदल झाला, आणि अप्लाय केलेला फोर्स काढून घेतला तर बॉडी परत ओरिजिनल पोझिशनला येते, ओरिजिनल लेंथला येते, ओरिजिनल डायमेन्शनला येते. त्या प्रकाराला म्हणायचं, त्या बॉडीला इलास्टिक बॉडी, आणि जी प्रॉपर्टी घडते तिला म्हणायचं इलास्टिसिटी. द एक्झाम्पल्स ऑफ इलास्टिक बॉडी. फर्स्ट, metal shows the property of elasticity. Also rubber shows the elastic property, and cord fiber or cord material is also shows the elastic property. This is about the elastic body. If we applied the force on body, the body changes its shape and size, or body get deformed, and if we remove this force, body get its original position, and that type of body is called elastic body, and that property is called elasticity. For example, metals, rubber and cord fibers are the examples of elastic body. Now second, if we apply the external force applied on the body changes shape and size again. And if we remove that force, that external force, body cannot get its original position, then that body is called plastic body. And that phenomenon or that property of plastic body is called plasticity. Elasticity and plasticity. If we applied the force on body, जर आपण बाहेरून फोर्स एखाद्या बॉडीवर ऍक्ट केला तर बॉडीच्या आकारामध्ये, शेपमध्ये, लेंथमध्ये बदल होतो आणि तो फोर्स आपण काढून घेतला तर बॉडी परत ओरिजिनल पोझिशनला येत नाही. अशा बॉडीला म्हणायचं प्लास्टिक बॉडी और दॅट प्रॉपर्टी इज कॉल्ड प्लास्टिसिटी. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, first, putty is the best example of plastic body. Also, clay is the example of plastic body, and thick mud is the also example of plastic body. In such case, that is putty, clay, thick mud, if we applied the force on such body, the body changes their shape and size. After remove the given force, body can't get its original position, that is called plastic body, and that property is called plasticity. This is about the plastic body and elastic body. Now we define the two definitions of given topic. That is, first definition is the what is meant by trace. And second definition we define strain. Firstly, we discuss about the trace. Trace is nothing but if we apply external force per unit area of the given body. The trace is nothing but applied external force per unit area of the given body is called trace. Or the trace can be defined as internal restoring force per unit area of the body is called trace. This is two definitions of trace. Trace म्हणजे बाहेरून अप्लाय केलेला फोर्स पर युनिट एरिया ऑफ दैट गिवन बॉडी इज कॉल्ड ट्रेस, और इंटरनल रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स per unit area of body is called trace. This is the definition of trace. Therefore, trace is equal to force divided by area. Hence, the SI unit of force is Newton per meter square or Pascal. It is also written as Pascal. PA. Pascal is written as PA. Trace is equal to force upon area. Then SI unit Newton per meter square, or 1 Newton per meter square is also called 1 Pascal. And the dimension of this is very similar to pressure. Pressure is nothing but force per unit area, and stress is also force per unit area. Hence the dimension of pressure is L minus 1 M1 and T minus 2, and this dimension is very similar to pressure. This is about the quantity called stress. Now we define another quantity, strain. Due to external force, the body changes the dimension, and the dimension, the change in dimension, or we say that strain is nothing but it is the ratio of strain is nothing but the ratio of the change in dimension of the body and original dimension. Strain is nothing but the ratio of change in dimension of body to the original dimension. अगोदरची डायमेन्शन आणि फोर्स अप्लाय केल्यानंतरची बदललेली डायमेन्शन आहे त्या दोघांचा भागाकार म्हणजे स्ट्रेन. स्ट्रेन इज इक्वल टू चेंज इन डायमेन्शन divided by original dimension. That is, strain is the ratio of two similar quantity. Hence, strain is equal to unit, or strain is equal to a real number. Real. Hence, strain has no unit and no dimension. That is, strain is a unitless and dimensionless quantity. Strain is nothing but the ratio of two similar quantities. Dimension upon dimension cancel, we get a number, or we get any real number, and we get unity. Then the strain has no unit and no